Hello, I'm Jim Morningstar, your guide through this 9-session Integrative Life Teacher Training series. In this class, we will undertake a major house cleaning of your mind to prepare it to be a clearer vehicle for partnership with your higher self and open the way for creation of a new course for your life, literally and figuratively. Personal laws and self-analysis. To further our work of mental house cleaning, we will do another self-inventory designed to ferret out the taproots of our fear-based thinking and acting. Our personal laws are those bottom-line negative thoughts held in place by primal fears that color not only our default mode network when our mind wanders, but also stealthily creeps into our conscious thinking in insidious ways that often defy our detection. Again, it will take courage and honesty to do this work, not self-deprecation or self-flagellation, to make significant changes. Now take handout 2, self-analysis, and fill out the inventory in part 1 as spontaneously as you can without obsessing over rightness or wrongness of answers. Let it come right out of your default mode network. The first section lists 14 limiting beliefs. Complete each sentence by letting it come out spontaneously from your default mode network, if you will, even though your rational mind or higher self might disagree. 1. I don't think I can. 2. I've always been told that I cannot. 3. I'm most afraid to. 4. When I'm relating to others, it's harder for me to. 5. I'm not worthy of receiving. 6. My biggest concern with money is. 7. My fear about sex is. 8. What I can't seem to get enough of is. 9. I always feel bad about myself when I. 10. I can't seem to forgive myself for. 11. I feel most helpless when I. 12. I generally think I'm inadequate when I. 13. I wish I could. And 14. I always get stuck when I. So complete this and come back to the video. Next, complete the section 2, in which you list 3 qualities you like and 3 qualities you dislike about each of the following: yourself, your mother, your father, your major lover, and your major childhood religious affiliation. Then, in section 3, list your 3 greatest pleasures and 3 greatest fears, as well as goals or challenges to which you would like to address yourself. Now, complete sections 2 and 3 and come back to the video. When your list is complete, read it over with a more critical and objective eye and start searching for obvious themes. This may take a bit of doing to get detached from your original point of view. Follow the intuitive leads and hunches, and remember that anything you say about anything or anyone else, you're also saying about a part of you. Some parts are less readily admissible than others to your awareness, so be willing to entertain that which you reactively reject at first glance. Being unable to describe a like or dislike for an individual suggests both an emotional block to and an emotional tie to that person with which you're having difficulty dealing. It's further suggestive of a part of you which you are having trouble. For the next part, self-analysis part 2, write the negative or limiting beliefs which emerge for you from examining your self-analysis. It's a matter of intuition to a certain degree as to which of the many possible clues you focus upon. But learning how to trust and follow your intuitive sense can be your greatest asset in helping both yourself and others. Now complete self-analysis part 2 and come back to the video. Each of these negative or limiting themes are held in place and given power by primal fears which have often gotten wired into our system at an early age. Many of these fears are unconscious, difficult to identify, and buried beneath years of justifications which get continually reinforced as self-fulfilling prophecies. I just have bad luck when it comes to relationships, or jobs, or money, or health, etc. And the final nail in our mental coffin, masquerading as self-acceptance, but is really resignation. Oh, that's just the way I am. So with these negative or limiting beliefs, what am I, bottom line, saying about myself, about others, about the world? Write these bottom line personal laws down on Handout 3, Personal Laws Reversal, in Section 1A. My most negative thought about myself is. 1B, my most negative thought about others is. And 1C, my most negative thought about the world is. Complete this and come back to the video. Creating my false identity. I affirm, that is, make solid, my identity by telling myself and others who I am, and then creating myself in this likeness. They are one and the same process. When I think a thought, it stands as true for me and others until I contradict or modify it in some way. When I have contradictory thoughts, the one I focus on most, pay most attention to, repeat the most, gains ascendance and acceptance. For example, if I think of myself as alternately industrious or lazy, I'll prove myself one sometimes and other at other times. However, my final self-evaluation will depend on which idea I reinforce most frequently in myself. So if I miss a meal, I can tell myself I was engaged in some other activity to which eating was secondary, or that I was too lazy to eat. No matter from where the original judgments come, either positive or negative, the amount of energy I put into affirming them usually proceeds on the basis of habit. One of the best ways of learning new habits is through reconditioning your way of thinking. We never eliminate the potential for negative thoughts. We all have the potential to think any positive or negative thoughts about ourselves. To try to push negative thoughts out or fight with them just reinforces them. It is by changing the basic beliefs which hold the negative or limiting thoughts in place that we release the inner conflict and actually use the energy behind the formerly negative thought for our good. Struggling to stop struggling is a clever trap. Focusing on the safety and pleasure of the positive position makes it less desirable or logical to mess with the negative. When your beliefs are aligned, the natural energy and excitement of life flows freely. The easiest and most direct technique for creating positive self-affirmations is simply to reverse your negative thinking. Construct a thought that is the reverse of your negative thought. Then give your affirmation a chance to sink in. Notice in what ways it is true for you already. Let yourself consider living with this point of view and see the immediate changes it makes in your self-concept. Handout 4, Reversal Technique, gives practice at the reversal technique. Rewrite your responses to Handout 2, Self-Analysis Section 1, in the corresponding numbered spaces on Handout 4, Reversal Technique. I now can. I now know that I can. I'm daily growing in confidence too. When I'm relating to others, it's becoming easier for me to. I am worthy of receiving. I am increasing my confidence around money as I'm feeling safer with my sexuality as I now get enough. I now feel better about myself because I'm learning to deal with it in ways which benefit myself and others. I now forgive myself for. I now feel more confident when I see myself as more and more adequate when I can now allow myself to. I'm learning to feel healthier when I. Now change the sentence structure only to make them grammatically correct or enhance the positive effect they have on you. Complete the reversal technique on handout 4, reversal technique, now, and come back to the video. When you have completed handout 4, reversal technique, select one of the self-affirmations that is most meaningful to you now. It's not necessary that you completely accept it at the present. Sometimes the more reaction you have to the affirmation, the more potential positive meaning it has for you. Write the affirmation that has the most meaning for you on a separate piece of paper or a note card. Carry this with you as a companion for 1 week. Read it to yourself whenever you think of it. Each day, call it to mind, or better still, write at least one experience or thought that serves to reinforce the truth of your affirmation. This may be something that happened to you that day or something you remembered from the past. When you are able to accept the affirmation without reservation, put it aside and select another one on the list. Generally, do not work more than a week or 2 with any one affirmation if you're not noticing positive results. Struggle reinforces struggle. If you're not getting positive results in that time, there's probably a deeper negative thought you have not uncovered. We do not carry negative thoughts to punish ourselves unless we think punishment is somehow good for us. The general principle I work from is that we always are seeking what is best for us. But this is not always obvious because our basic beliefs about life are not always conscious. Example, I may think that I want more money, but keep myself from getting it because of a deeper, more basic belief that money will corrupt me or lead me to more problems. Second example, I say that I want an intimate relationship, but always seem to lose my partners. Underneath is a fear that intimacy will lead to a hurt I cannot handle. Simply writing your affirmation 10 to 20 times a day will put your body and your energy into motion, reinforcing the thoughts you choose. Holding you in my heart as fellow travelers on the road home, I send and receive blessings for our circle and all sentient beings till next class. Blessings and light and love.